Hello viewers, thank you for joining. This video will take a look what this server system variable is, how we can change it, and we will check how we can reach high availability and low latency just changing server system variables. Well, but before start I want to explain why I'm showing you these things. So because if you deal with MySQL server daily basics, you should clearly understand variables types and what is system variables, because you can even write your own condition regarding system variables and you can change them. You can even create your own server system variables, which is really handy and useful. So, and you can achieve low latency just changing server system variables, and specifically for troubleshooting, this good practice to understand what server system variables is and what is correspond each system variables. Let's get started. So system variables have a default values, and service variables, system variable can be set at server startup using specific MySQL client option, or it can be changed in MySQL configuration file. Most of them can be changed dynamically at runtime using set statement, which we will use today. But you should understand not all variables can be changed at runtime. Some of variables we should change only at server startup. Okay, hope it's clear, and let's change one system variable. I pick my favorite one, which is max connection, and let's find this variable in this page. Yes, this we found it. And so before change we should understand what this variable is. So this variables operates for number of simultaneous client connection. So if you have more simultaneous client connection than default value, it will be good practice to I advise you change this default value, otherwise MySQL throw errors because you have more connection than default value. But you should understand the maximum effective value is lesser if of the effective value open files limit. So open file limits is 810, and effective value we cannot provide more value than open file limits. Okay, let's switch to MySQL server. This is my MySQL server. There are no any databases scheme, as you can see. This is simple empty MySQL, and let's get list of our global variables. In this case I use a simple MySQL query, which is show global variable. Variables. Okay, let's execute it. Yes, that's our all variable. In output you can see all this variable, so it's trivial to scroll bottom to find our variables. Let's grab it and use another query, which is show variables like max connection. Let's execute it. It's executed, and what we can see in our output, we have default value, which is 151, and I want to change this value for 500. In this case, I will use another query. It will be set global max connection. Let's execute it. As we can see in our output, it's executed successfully. Let's back to previous query, execute, and we can see we change default max connections variables. Okay, cool. Another variables what I want to show you is read cache size. So it's a good way to change, if you change max connection, change read cache size as well. So what this variable is, it's variable for caching for client reads. So client reads are put in the cache if we don't have reads in cache before. Well, this variable can be increased to improve performance if you have a lot of new connections. So let's change this variable. So you can see we have maximum value and we have minimum value and default value -1. Let's check this default value, but make sure you use the same version of MySQL. I'm using MySQL 8.0. Let's back to our MySQL server and find this variable. Yeah, that's our read cache size, which is equal 100, and let's change this value to 200. For this I want to set global global variable name equal to 200. Let's execute it. Let's back to previous one. As you can see, we changed this value. So in this video we covered what is system variables, and we also change two system variables to reach low latency and high availability. Okay,